Hey, hello Africa, hello Ghana. Our names are.
Afre?
Hey, no, it be Afre.
Yeah, be Afre.
Charlie, Matakamo. Keep watching
Skbeatz
SKB Records,
Records.
man. The best.
See ya.
Supporting musicians
Peace
all
out.
over, man. Big ups, guys.
Big ups.
Peace. Thank you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Skbeatz on the mic, yeah.
Thanks for choosing to watch S to the K to the BEATZ. My name is Samson, but you can call me Skbeatz Records. More Hashem, you know some of the things that I do, some of the content that I provide on my main YouTube channel, Skbeatz Records. I do exclusive interviews and I bring on board some personalities, most especially musicians, sound engineers, people who are also into music. Yes, let's say it that way. So that we get to know more about their craft, more about some of the things that they do aside from the music. Yes, today, many gospel artists na no bedin komo, or a sound engineer, or sound a producer, or sound a president of well-recognized Agape Incorporated. Yes, a gospel contemporary group that has been there for decades. Yeah, and then bedin komo na wa church and nema bebre for no ankasa no ho. And as well as the group. But before then, let's go for a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Audition. Ebba Richards Multimedia Company. Anything Yame FM. Akabom at the Ebba Gospel Star Season 2. Bro.
Onya tutumrika nebeji forms 20 Ghana cedis pe.
Wutum. Sawunim Yame Yomto. Any tutumrikai. Nebra beka Ebba Gospel Star. Yes, you shall one na. Enim Yame Yomto. Now Pamwa. Ebba Gospel Star. Ebba Mwa Bayesta. The Obedin Kunim Nubenya recording contract. Any brand new car. Any more Atedia Bebre.
Ubenya forms nibi wajinyami FM Santasi Runabout. Ana Eba TV. Crow from Ajui Kwanta.
Sawo Penchemu Frobia. Fred number 0249 494961. Eba, the richest family in the world.
Welcome back to Skbeatz exclusive interview. Yes, and my guest is EMSARP Music. Yes, sir.
It was. Yes, I don't know. We manage. It's much more. We are managing.
Your plan here said we would have an exclusive interview, but I think we are not
several times.
Yes, and then I now been
by grace.
All right. So, Mimi, you say, oh, you're a sound engineer. Sure. So that I know you're a producer and also the current vice president for Agape Incorporated. Yes. So, DNS, like we have to get to know about you.
EMSARP. Actually, the full name is Ebenezer Mensa Sapon, which a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people call me Eben. So, I'd also double as a teacher, an IT teacher. Yeah, both in the government side and the private. But now I've dropped the private teaching, concentrating on the senior high school. I'm a senior high school IT teacher, the head of IT department for Agric Enzima SHS, and also an IT, let's say, team leader for Kwadaso Metro, Kwadaso Municipal Education Office. And also a father of 3 children.
One boy.
One girl, 2 boys.
Wow.
And then
amazing.
A husband of 1.
Can I maybe say?
A husband of 1 wife.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
So that's basically about me. I used to teach also at IPMC. So a lot of people knew me from IPMC as a programming and database tutor. I'm also into IT. So if you check my brand, is EMSARP Music and IT Services. So I run the IT aspect in a different platform because I serve as IT administrator for a couple of lawyers and other chambers, as well as other institutions, educational and banking sectors. But now, because of the music, I have slowed down a bit on all of them, concentrating on the music. But still, I still do my IT because it's my profession. That's what I learned from the diploma side through to the university, other professional courses that I have done. So We are managing.
And the baby I interview ha Asukwa Baptist.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where you church.
Yes,
Yes,
Asco
that's
Baptist
where
is my church.
Yes. We buy some baby whom some of the great musicians here. Yes, I have seen so now Felix the solo and also Ewaha and Modrama
Sammy SPD.
SPD and so Waha. And there was one man also I got to know on Subo lead.
Yeah, Aram guitar.
See, I know so definitely they'll be watching, so my boom with you. My boom with you, I say that.
Sure, they are amazing people. Yeah. And I also have Kwame Motif here, the Agape lead
yes,
pianist.
Kwame Motif, okay.
Yeah, he's also here.
And also, tell us about sound engineering. How long have you been into sound engineering?
Sound engineering, I've been in sound engineering for the past, if I'm not exaggerating, into professional sound engineering. I've been in there for the past 13 years.
13 years. Wow.
Yeah, for the past 13 years. It started as a dream, but you know, anything you plan and work on it, you're able to get it right.
Okay.
So after going through a couple of those days, I was at Mount Zion Methodist Ahinsai. That's where I started from. I was a born and bred Methodist, but due to one or two reasons, you know, man had to move on. Come again. Oh yeah.
It practice a sound engineer, so we touch any churches based on.
Well, for me, the reason that made me leave Mount Zion Methodist Ahinsai to Asukwa Baptist was purely an evangelical reason. It was not based on monetary aspects, no. It right from my infancy, I was a drummer.
Yeah.
I trained as a drummer in that church. Nobody trained me though, but I trained myself. It was an inbuilt thing. Yeah, I'm a drummer. In fact, I still love to drum. I still drum. Sometimes even. Yeah, I still do.
Wow.
And, you know, over there, I trained as a drummer. We played with the likes of Charles Tete, Reverend Yorson. I played for Beta Boaji. You were there when she composed it, so I played for her. Any program that she had, and that Beta Boaji. She and Burning Fire did that song, and that time I was also there, so I played the drum, yeah, and we also shot the videos and all that. But at a point, I saw that church, the vision and the focus that I had in helping to promote the gospel, I saw that the then leadership were not helping matters. To the extent that we were not having enough room to even go for evangelical programs through music to evangelize. So I had to resort to a different stuff, you know. And then at that time I was to choose between Asukwa Baptist Church and CCC.
Okay.
Yeah. Then Mose had not even yet gone to CCC.
Okay.
So I was to choose between the churches, and I prayed. Immediately I got myself into prayer. A reverend minister here, met me one day and said, Eben, I know you are fumbling in your spirit, but I would just say, go to where you have a goodwill. And that goodwill is soul winning. I'm not saying that the other churches are not doing anything about soul winning, but over here, the then minister, Reverend Dr. Steve Asante, is a man who loves to win souls. And he would go every length to help Agape catch souls wherever, to go to school ministries here and there, and all that. He would go every length to do that. So I felt the vibe. Actually, this is the place to be.
Agape Incorporated.
Yes.
And then it was last week, I finished the solo. Mami said, "I'm kind of Agape Love."
Yeah, it's Agape
Love is
Incorporated.
the album.
Agape Love is a song on the Ajman album.
Okay, Ajman album.
Yeah.
And how long has that song, like album, like how many years now?
2002 up to 2021. Ajman is up close to 11 years now. About 10 or 11 years. Yes, I was here, but you know, by then, we say, so I was quite a new member then in 2002 with Agape.
That's been like almost 19, 18 years now.
Yes, 19, 18 years now. I was with Agape then. I had come anew, And it was then that they had released Ajimai. Yeah. So I joined from that time. I came in as a drummer, actually, and I came to meet the likes of this guy, Atta, 80 bass. Atta bass.
Mr. Clifford.
Yeah, Clifford. Yeah. I came to meet him as a bass player, and Kwekudia, Nana Eja piano. Eja piano. No, he's called Kwekudia. He's usually called Eja piano. People usually refer to him as that. And then Eric Moore, a fair-colored giant drummer. He's the one I came to meet. And a couple of other guys. So I came in, and then I was just playing along with them. And then Afre Senior. In fact, this is where I came to meet my mentor in sound engineering.
That is the senior brother of Afre
Senior
Jr.
brother of Afre Jr. He introduced me to sound
He was
engineering.
also in Agape now.
He was in Agape, yeah. He was in Agape. In fact, he was in charge of the instrumentalist. He will teach you everything that you have to play. And you dare not to play what he has taught you, because he's a maestro. He's a music maestro. Yeah. So that is where I came to learn more about sound and music from him. And I mean, those days, you could hear Elliot here, Gerhard there, people who were, I mean, and I remember very well, the likes of Family Chapel, they could just send people, go to Agape and just learn. That's all. The very motive of them coming. Agape Incorporated. Yeah, just go to Agape.
In case, Agape, how many years now?
Agape is 37 years.
37. Wow.
Agape is 37. 37. I think we are getting to our 38th year. Yeah.
And so far, how many programs now?
Albums, we have
how many albums?
Okay, since I joined, we have had 2 albums.
2 albums, okay.
Which is Ajimai and Ajiudin.
Okay.
Yeah, and from there we have also released a couple of some singles, which are not albums, but a couple of singles here and there that we have released.
Okay.
So we have released not less than 3 singles.
Okay.
Yeah, and with Agape, if I'm to, I started as a common floor member, CFM, and I became assistant organizing secretary. I became the main organizing secretary. I became assistant music director, part of the music committee. Within my 19 years of staying in Agape, I've become the assistant music director, a music director, and now immediately, in fact, just last 2 months, then we held another session of elections, and I became the vice president. Now I'm the immediate past music director. I'm now the current vice president of Agape Incorporated.
Just within the 2 months?
Yeah, no, yes, just past two months ago, then we held new elections.
Okay.
And so I just became the
Okay, so that means you've been, so right now you are now a vice president?
A vice president.
Okay.
Now, so then I was the music director. I worked as the music director for about 6 years, 6 to 7 years. Assistant music director, I worked as assistant music director for like 3 years.
Okay.
And then organizing secretary, yes, that's where the real deal is. I worked there for close to 7 years.
This brings me to the question. I know you or me be a question we say, and I think some of them would be willing to have an answer. You've known Agape Incorporated for so many years.
Yeah.
Yes, and mostly, one of the issues that we get to find from the Agape Incorporated is a program that songs never out. It takes a while before you release it.
Yeah.
So can you tell us why?
Yes. In fact, you are not the first person asking me this question. The problem is that, you see, there are certain heights that the predecessors have captured. And another point is that you don't want to release any mediocrity stuff. So sometimes we are very careful. I know sometimes the fear of people getting to know, hey, where they are substandard. So sometimes the leadership is a bit careful not to release anything anyhow. For the program, we jam, and People are okay during the event, they are okay, but the post-production, we meticulously want to bring up something after the event, something that will match up to that height that you have captured. So we are always careful, and Agape has got a very tall organogram.
We're breaking it down,
A very tall structure of governance. Like your penny for name phobia is a far, and you need to get obia junekakra. Okay. So it's more like, okay, why are you in? You think you are okay. Sometimes, even if I'm the one who is mixing the song, I have to take it to some common laymen who are not technical enough. Let them get their ideas. Sometimes behind the scenes, people as far as Koda and the likes of us and other people, they all get to hear Ejayao, they all get to hear, punch their holes. So you have to take it back, work on it, and then you have to take it back to them again. Then you also get to the old people.
Hey.
I mean, our people, you know, Agape is, because Agape serves.
You guys have been there for years, so there's a big brand on you.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can't just release anything out there. I'm telling you, if you are to release anything anyhow, like tomorrow, we can release like 4 songs tomorrow. We can release 10 songs tomorrow. Because we have a lot of songs that we have in there. There are a lot of things that we have even done which are ready and waiting to be released. Especially video and everything, especially these kind of cover thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the church setup, we have our own video team setup if you are to release. But sometimes, the moment you spot something little, you are careful. The very moment you spot that, hey, Charlie, are they way, then it has to pause the whole thing. So that is one of the reasons. That is one of the reasons. And, you know, Agape, most of our things, we do them internally. If it comes to artworks and those things, we have our guys who handle the artworks, video and photography. Some of our guys work in the Navy, sometimes calling for other experts to also help. So just like the sound, on the live sound, I'll do it. People will be happy. Even if I'm not behind the console, I'll get other guys to come and help me. But when it comes to post-production, you have to work and work and work until you have the top-notch stuff, which will match up to the standard.
Talking of the songs, not long ago, we released one single.
Yeah, the Northern Medley.
Northern Medley. It's a praise medley,
sure,
which was also led by Felix De Solo.
Yeah.
Yes. And when was the performance administration? Because I learned it's 2019.
Yeah. It was 2019, but
just 2021.
Yeah,
so
because of the back and forth.
Okay, it also passed through that lens.
Yes.
Wow.
So now sometimes we have even, for now, we have put up some measures in place. We are trying to cut down some of those structures because it has become a tall order. Sometimes if you are to follow them, you may not get there. So now even the group has resolved that now quarterly we are going to release a song or two every quarter. So now the first quarter that we released the Northern Medley, this second quarter we have 2 songs to release, our own songs to release. That's why I said we because of the brand, we are usually not much concerned with the cover thing. As for the covers, we would have done a lot, but we also have a brand to protect and to push. Sure. And if you call Agape for a program or for an event, we will stand on our feet and give you like 10 songs, which your audience will stand in throughout our own songs, and they will sing through it. Or you can make mention Ajimai, Ajudi, Unyami Beini, Agape Love, Fankwasumunyame. The songs are homebred. So people always, and you know, people would always love to jump to songs that they easily connect with. Sure. And that is Agape.
Sure. So tell us about a new song that we released, the Northern Medley.
Yeah, the Northern Medley, we caught that revelation in Chamba. It's a northern regional suburb, one of the towns in northern region.
Okay, it's a town.
You know, every year we go to the northern region for a crusade. Yes, the group, Agape as a group.
And which month?
As we go usually between the first 2 months of the year, January,
This
February.
year, more quiet.
This year, because of the COVID, we couldn't go.
Okay.
There is a crusade that we call the Jesus campaign.
Okay.
Right. And it's always organized by one Reverend Mustafa, Emmanuel Mustafa.
Okay.
He is in Yendi. He's based in Yendi. He's a Baptist minister, but he has linked up with some whites in the diaspora who always come down for us to have that crusade. It's been running for the past 4 years. And so whenever we get there, we want to have ways to communicate and minister with the entire community. So even some of our songs, we have even scripted them in their language, just to connect with them. So in one of our meetings, when we got the Reverend Mustafa said, oh, there is this song, if you can take it and rebrand it, it will be nice. So he sang it to us and it sounded too raw. Initially, we didn't like it. So I just scripted it. Then I was the music director, so I just scripted everything and then found the meaning contextually, the contextual meaning of each and every word of the song. So I just did it and I was like, okay, I'll develop it. So I started developing the song way back 2018 and I was still not getting the feel. So at one point in time, I just had to sit back and then rearrange the whole thing. And then in 2019, we were having an Agape High Life night. So I told the guys, hey guys, let's just rearrange the song. And then they just rearranged it, and then boom. So the Chigiyo means lift Jesus, the name of Jesus high. Chigiyo Yesu Ayimbir. Ayimbir means name. Jesus, Yesu. Chigiyo, lift him up, lift the name of Jesus up. So it is.
Why Ashanti?
I'm a full-bred Ashanti. Yeah, so I just got it and then I learned it quickly. Because I got the interpretation, it made a lot of sense to me. That one and other songs, there was Iona, Iona, Baba Isa, Iona. That one, Francis Ajay. The Francis Ajay has also sang it. That one, it's also that man who wrote that song. Yeah, so that one is there. Then we also had another. Yindinda Yesu Yentime. Yindando. It means come to Jesus for peace. So that one too is another song that will be coming very soon. That's why we named this one Northern Medley 1. Medley 2 will come. Yeah.
Northern Medley 1 is out there. But your YouTube channel?
It's Agape Incorporated.
Agape Incorporated.
Agape Incorporated.
Same on Facebook.
Same on Facebook. Except Instagram, it is Agape Incorporated Official.
Okay.
Yeah.
So check it out.
YouTube.
Northern Medley Praise.
Agape Medley 1. Northern Medley.
Part 1. Okay.
Yeah,
so my
Medley.
name is Samson. You can call me Skbeatz Records. Do well, subscribe, like, and comment on this very video.
Sure.
Yes. Why we name Nibiano? You know some of the good works he's been doing. Yes. For the past 13 years, he has been on the sound of most gospel events in Kumasi. Kumasi Nkwana. Oh yeah.
No, I do Accra.
Okay.
I do Accra. I do Obuasi. I do. Recently, let me. If we are to come to the sound engineering aspect, you know, there is interesting thing that a lot of people now ask me. So now, why are you not doing secular? Okay. Let me put it on record. I wanted to become
a general.
I was a general engineer, but I moved from secular and the general one to focus on gospel in 2014.
In that sector?
Yes. Let me tell you what. I was the resident sound engineer at Golden Tulip. We used to play at the lounge bar, at the poolside, any event that comes to Golden Tulip, at the pavilion, in the garden, we were there. And to your shocking, or to the shocking of other listeners, I was the one behind the sound that Afre, Jayao, Sergio, Efe Grace, then Efia. Now she's a big grace, but then we called her Efia. Yeah. Efia, the jazz singer. She was our jazz singer. Yeah, so we all used to play there. I co-opted Efia into the jazz. Because our band was the Jazz Central. That was our band's name. And it was led by my boss, Afre Senior, William Afre. Wherever he is, I'm proud of him. He made me understand music. I was into music. I was a choir star. I was a junior choir star. I was a choral group. I was there. And when I intended to know more about sound engineering, he took me and let me know much about it. He made me know much about it. So at the Golden Tulip, we used to play everything. From 2010, when they opened Golden Tulip, we auditioned. They auditioned us, and so Yakwate, Afre, Junior, and then later on we called in the likes of Ejayao and other people to come play with us.
So what made you to change from there and focus on only
Gospel.
Skbeatz.
This thing, it sounds a bit controversial. So at a point, even the likes of Junior and co-acting, said, and I said, oh, no, far from that, guy. Far from that. It's not like we are Bonsanfo. And in fact, let me say that it was a bit worrying for my boss when at the time I was living in 2015. It was a bit worrying because I was the band manager. I doubled as the band manager. I was in charge of negotiations with the hotel for the band. I was in charge of getting gigs for the band. As far as Fanmark will come, Guinness will come, names about the big companies that come to do their programs at Golden Tulip. And even I also captured Golden Bean as well for the band. So you could imagine living at that point. It was a heavy blow, but all that I know is that at a point in time I heard stop. So stop what? Stop. As if somebody was just speaking to my ears right beside me. Stop. Stop what? So, and then I had even just got married 1 year into time. I got married in 2015. I got married in 2014, and I stopped the band in 2015. So it was like, people were like, is it that he just got married that he's doing this? And I said, no. It's quite... So I just said, stop. The next time I heard it again, it was specific. Stop the secular. So I discussed it. It took quite a number of days or weeks before I discussed with my boss. And he was like, he too is a Christian, So he was like, because at a point he was not even coming to Tulip. I was in charge of almost virtually everything. I managed his finances for him. I managed everything. He traveled to US for close to a year. By the time he came, over 34 to 40,000 was in the account. So, oh yes, at Tulip we were good. And you couldn't say payday. The in-house Tulip system were not paying us much, but the side attractions, the events that were coming there at the conference room, at the poolside, here and there, and they knew the band was good. I can boast and confidently say my band was good, and it's still good. Because that band, nobody could beat them up. Solid band. No. You can, viewers, you can testify. If you have a friend playing bass, a friend Junior on your bass guitar, Sergio on your lead guitar, even my substitute band was a top notch. My substitute band actually used to come on and off. As and when I needed him, he would come. But actually also pulled out to play only gospel at a point in time, so he also forgot about it. But the time I needed him, I'll co-opt him in. I'll just call him in, Massa, today I need you. And he say, yeah, I will say, Massa, I need you. Then he's a manager, Mathematics, Then they all used to call me manager. Even to date, yesterday I was chatting with Sergio and he was like, manager Mathematics. That was the fun of it. And we were a team, a solid team. Our aquating, and let me say that they wouldn't say this is a young guy, even though some of them I came to meet them in the band, but they accorded me with the needed respect. Some people like Nanabati, OG, they were singing for us, and Efe Grace, Efia. You know, that they will accord to you the needed respect.
And that kind of jazz display, you know, and I build a fiama,
I tell you,
the gospel side, because that kind of genre, blues, really,
the blues, and
it was really powerful.
At Tulip, if you come and the Fia is singing that of Asha, and those jazz tunes, and you know, let me say that it was hard work. Yeah. You are not lazy. Because Junior could send you, or my boss, Afre, would send you like 20 tracks by Monday. By Wednesday, you just have to master it. Anybody who wanted to be very good would pass through Tulip. I'm telling you. Kwame Sachs, Kwame, Iman. He just came to the band because he wanted to learn. And the moment he came, ask him what he learned. Jobo CCC. I is Obama, a Central Field band. He just came to Tulip not because of money, but he came to learn. And Sergio will tell you this. Anytime you play with a phrase senior, if you don't learn something new, so Tulip was like a hub of study. Tulip that time was a hub of study. And our phrase senior, the reason I'm saying anyone who encounters him, even in Agape, when he comes to teach you or teach us music, train us for whatever thing he wanted to, my brother, there is no time for joke. You leave all your jokes aside. If you don't have the heart to learn, leave. Forget it. He will make sure you are on point. You play exactly that.
You're copyrighted.
Yeah, if it's copyright, you are playing copyright. If you are making your own arrangements, he will let you know this is the arrangement you are going. You play so mi fa do, you play d mi fa so, you play that. And the moment you start playing, it's beautiful. And I'm telling you.
Currently, you're in Ghana.
He's in Ghana now. He's a medical doctor now.
Okay.
At Kolebu.
Okay.
He's a medical doctor at Kolebu now. And he's doing marvelous. And he still plays. And he's still learning. How much more me?
So now let's come back to you personally.
Yeah.
You are a family man.
Yeah.
One society sound engineer. You also produce, and as well as, like you said, this
teacher.
A teacher.
And an IT personnel.
And with all these things now, how are you able to cope? Because pressure, isn't there any tension, pressure, or do you have a way to manage all these things? Pressure or
by grace, I would say it is by grace. It's by grace because, and grace and planning. Let me put it that way. It's grace and planning. Because if I know that now, I may not be everywhere. Because now it's more like a consultancy. Churches will call you, my sound is going bad, come and do this analysis. And currently that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on the churches that are having bad sound. You go there, you make your notes, your analysis, you correct the problems, and then you give your recommendations and you train. That's what we do now.
How much do you charge?
It depends on the negotiations.
And you're free, want to?
You know, sometimes you can't make it free. Even if you make it free, you go there by a car, you know, and you spend hours. Some of the hours you can use to work in the studio, you have to be there. Sometimes you spend the whole night. It goes deep into the night. And SK, let me say this. One of the reasons that made me even move from the secular into the gospel is that I realized that anyone who passed by Tulip will say, Charlie, what sound there? Meanwhile, at Tulip, we're just using some funny stuff. Sometimes you come, it's only a single sub and a monitor placed at one advantageous point, and it will be playing boom. And everybody at the site, at the poolside will be okay. So people were like, Anamo, what is the secret? I tell you, the band and the expertise. So through that, we got a lot of events through that. And when we get the bigger events we prove ourselves. So at a point, when I heard that call, I was like, why is it that the churches are having bad sound? When it comes to events, gospel events, we are having bad sound. But I remember I played with Kwabena over there. I played with Amachi Dede over there. I played with Kwabena Yeboah and the Ohiabe band was there one time. We played and everything was on point. The sound was good. I played with this guy, my boss and I, we did good jobs for them. And the sound were okay. So I thought to myself, why is the church sound going bad? Why does it keep going bad? So I said, okay, let's take it to church. The expertise that we are getting there. And I realized that the churches were having problems. My brother, some of the problems are not even monetary issues. Some of the churches can even afford the best of equipment, but it is their expertise and training. We are not willing to learn.
The people who are in charge of the machines.
We're not willing to learn. So that is one of the problems that I came across. And those who are also willing to learn, the churches are not also willing to give them the space, as well as the gadgets.
To learn. The answer sound
hello,
hello,
1, 2.
1, 2.
And thanks be to God now, some are understanding it, some are getting it all well, and we are moving on well. Some people are taking the church sound serious.
Right now, aside from the sound engineering, you're a producer. So
Yes.
what have you to say about the new gospel artists who are now in the system? How do you see their songs, their like performance, administration?
Okay.
As a producer.
As a producer, from where I sit, I'm telling you, we have amazing talents. I can say these things because at least I've worked with some of these current, upcoming, top-notch artists. So at least I know what I'm talking about. When you talk about the likes of Kofi Pepra, the likes of Efe Grace, at least because I have worked with them before, I know what I can talk about. Something, one of the things is that my friend Alfred Jr. will say, we need education. We need education. They are doing well. People are doing well. But now people are like, we all want our songs to come out there, fast connection, without really working at it. You asked me about Agape Incorporated, Ajimai, Agape Lab, Ajiwudin. You see, it is still standing the test of time. And I know it will continue to stand the test of time. Do you know why? Because of preparation. I'm not against people. And this thing, Flo Rocka of Nigeria,
producer.
he also said it about a month ago when he was on Kode's program, the Producers Lounge. It doesn't matter if you can come out with songs quarterly or even daily. Make sure it meets the standard. I've had the opportunity of turning down a lot of people's recordings. Sometimes I even give the files out to them. Tell you, I can't mix it because...
Even though almost KBEATZ, you still refuse it.
Yes, because I can't mix a mediocre program or songs. Okay? Yeah. And it's one of the reasons that are not making me mix a lot of programs or mix a lot of sounds out there. I have a lot of projects on my table. And the people who are with me and who work with me will tell you, okay, after this, Eben did this, and it was on point. Because I think about the future, posterity. Somebody will tell you, then what do you say? So I make sure I get the right tone, the right balance, the right mix, and push it out there. So for the upcoming artists, some of them, let me say, they do rush.
Rush songs.
They rush the songs. Some don't want to take their time to build themselves up. So when you even give him the opportunity to come and minister in your church or to come and minister live at your event, they are likely to mess up your event. But because some of the people who took the time to understudy themselves, study up, work at it, people like Kofi Pipra, if I'm to tell you, when first Yesu Nyameba was first recorded, you will be shocked. I first recorded Yesu Nyameba.
In the year?
I think it was in 2017 or 2016.
And minister or agape?
First, it was first of all, it was ministered in his father's church at St. James Baptist. And that day, Uncle Atu was there. I was the one doing sound. So immediately we recorded it. I recorded with a 8-input Zoom channel, 8-channel Zoom recorder. It's a sound card.
A sound card.
Yeah. So we didn't have a lot of inputs on it. So I just grouped some of the things and we recorded it.
Okay.
As soon as I got it, I said, Master, this song needs to be worked on. I told him. He said, Bishop, it's true. We need to work it. So we took our time and I said, okay, 2017, let's get it recorded on Agape, at Agape Pale. So the first outdoor of Yesu Nyameba was recorded also in Agape Pale 2017 at Golden Tulip. So immediately he got it, he said, Bishop, thank you. He was grateful to me. And we took our time to work on it. So he came back to say, okay, let's do this, let's add this. And I said, Kofi, let's take it, let's push it. We recorded it and he took it to Accra Remnant Studios and said, Bishop, I'm taking the team to Accra, let's do it. Because by then I had not yet finished with my studio then. So I said, bro, all out. Every move and step Kofi took, I was in the know. And you imagine from 2016, when did he release Yesu Nyameba? 2019?
2018
At the end, my train also. And before even my train came, he came to my studio, we recorded it. Unfortunately, my train, yes. We recorded it before he brought this one also out. The Father's Gift out.
Oh no, the Father's Gift.
Yes. The Matrain 20 he released in last year. We recorded it along with Yesu Nyameba, and in fact we bridged it as a medley of songs. We recorded it in my studio, and it was to come out as a studio session, an unplugged session, and then the guys who came to take the video, they lost the video files. Wow. And it has a couple of other medley songs on it, which he says we
the official video,
it would have come before what we did.
Wow. I think this is one of the reasons in here, and also a delay of production.
Yeah. So that one, I sent it to him and he was very much okay. And even he is still in talks with his management for us to release that particular song because it's a whole medley of some of his father's tracks added to it.
Okay.
It's about 13 minutes medley. Yeah. So he's in talk with the management so that they will take a different video shoot of it.
I know
because it's dope. That medley is dope.
It do. Wow. Kofi Prawan you didn't want to so very dope. I'm sure the manager would be watching. Not long ago, Kofi sent me a message and we'll soon be working together.
Sure.
I think one of the things that I do by God's grace is by helping with what I know to push some of the gospel musicians.
And you are doing well. SK, let me say you are doing well. I mean, no dilly-dally. It's not because he's interviewing me that, I mean, anytime I chance upon his video, I watch it and I give my comments. Sometimes it may not even be public comments, but I pass a comment behind the scene to him just to say, Charlie, you are doing well. Oh. This thing you are doing is not easy because nobody is funding you and you just carry your staff and your workers. It's not an easy task.
Behind my camera, I have KBEATZ pianos.
Yeah.
I also have divine.
My favorite
yes.
pianist.
But no,
KBEATZ.
also a social undergrad, so he is also into wedding, video weddings, pictures. Yes, you can call him. The number will be on the screen. You can call him for your weddings. D-Motion Studios. You can call him on 0249 771734. And in case you want piano lessons, KBEATZ Pianos has started doing something small. Yes,
oh,
his number is 0554 224429. In case you want someone to help you with the graphic design for your wedding, for occasion, for your documentary, for your business, everything, you can call Sam Faith, who does my graphic designing, on 0201 711 308. I think commonly even Nema and I think they are quite cheap.
Okay.
So the last thing I would want you to share is that what advice have you to give to anyone who wants to be a sound engineer or be a producer? What are some of the lessons, general lessons to them?
The general lesson I would just say that learn and start something. Keep learning, never stop learning. Because till today, I still seek advice from people, regardless of people that even I started sound engineering before them. I still seek advice from them. And you were asking me, how do you put all this together? I said, it's about planning and the grace. Because I intend to pump more ideas and knowledge into the upcoming generation. I can't be everywhere at any time, at every time. But if I have taught about 10 people, and if Grace Baptist needs me, if GZMI needs me, if Grace Fields needs me, I can just push them there because they carry my philosophy and they will go and work and the work will be perfect. So it's about planning. And the youth of these days, I don't know, we don't like planning. We don't like to plan. KBEATZ is true. People don't want to learn, people don't want to plan, people don't want to do anything that will benefit them in the future. But the very knowledge or idea I can share is that if people are able to plan, learn, and humble themselves to take them far, the moment you think you have arrived, you are not going anywhere again. The moment that philosophy, that idea comes to you, hey, I feel the you will never grow. So for me, I always want to keep my steps the humble way. And I pray to God all the time that God, continue to keep me humble. It doesn't matter if I should come to you and say, KBEATZ, teach me this, would it take anything out of me? Rather, I will increase in my learning. But people of today think they know so much.
Welcome back from the commercial break. Yes. So EMSARP, we were talking about the board. Now I can say board.
Yeah, for instance, this board, I've used it for close to 8 years.
8 years. Wow.
7 to 8 years. My personal one, or this is for the church, but maybe personal, I use it close to 7 to 8 years.
Yes.
And me said any problem there, but say ene clue a board, you know, because hey, senior, if he says I'll quietly leave the board for him. Let him do whatever thing he's trying to do. And then I'll also learn what the trick, because you are not the only person having this. But in the voice of today, so crowd do one maybe I was the way they will throw you about. So it's about learning. We don't want to learn. We just don't want to learn. But I think, I thank God for some few people who are learning and whom are sharing ideas with. I'll give a very big shout out to the likes of Mose, Andy, Clue, Coming
Studios.
Yeah, I think Nuti. These are people whom you can share, unflinchingly share your ideas with.
Kumasi.
They are in Kumasi. And in Accra, I have the likes of Kakraba.
Jonathan
Kakraba.
He is
of Reverb.
in charge of the sound for
Jometals. Yeah. He's a fantastic guy. He's a fantastic guy. Yeah, and also Caleb Ashon Katai. Caleb. He is mainly into system engineering. And he is also in charge of all those system tunings before Joe's event starts. And these are the guys, they are open-minded people. They are very open-minded. And when you share, you learn with them, you go far. Sometimes they even pose as if they don't know anything. And I'm telling you, they have a lot of stuff up their sleeves. So it's like that. But the youth of today don't want to learn. I pity us. I pity the future. I thank God there are a few people who are also learning, and we will continue to learn.
And why we should be why we need engineering and why we need DBFM music or anything related to sound. This is the time we need to repent from certain ways.
Yeah, lest I forget.
Yes.
Because of the desire to learn and to teach. You know, I'm a teacher. I've already told you that. I came up with a program called Back to the Sound Basics. It is meant to take you to the nitty-gritties of the very fundamentals of sound. How things are done, why they are done, and how you do it, and what it means to do that. Yeah. My Kumasi people were not even supporting. It is the Accra guys who were keen on learning what I was teaching. It is my Accra guys. I'm telling you, I have a platform on which I'm there with most of the Accra guys. And the moment it drops, they are like, hey, Charlie, this is that, and they will learn. But the Kumasi people, few will even follow you. And you know, the moment they have a problem in their church, or when you want to teach them something, they are like, okay, yeah, assuming we come to church A, and you want to train the sound engineers, they all think that, oh, the moment you are coming to train for sound engineers, oh, Charlie say a paper, that ben have me attach a board. And I tell you, bros, understand the underlying concept. If you don't know how a car works, how would you drive it? You don't know how a gear works, how would you change a gear? And what it means to take it to 2 or 3 or 4. How are you going to accelerate, step on your crutch and change or move? It doesn't work that way. So understand the underlying concept. Before you operate this camera, you need to know what is FPS is, right? Yes. What is clarity and whatever your zoom in, zoom out, even the kind of, how do you call it? The lens, the kind of lens you need for this, whether it can fit for 6D, 5D, Mark II, Mark III, and all those things. You know all these things. You have to know how to even handle it. Your hand movement, whether you're going to use, how do you call it? Your gadgets that you used to.
Monopod.
The monopod and the tripods and the jeep. You need to have a fair idea as to how to operate all these things. But how come that when it gets to sound, you want to push anything anyhow, or you want to touch anything anyhow? It's not possible.
Sure.
But that is what is killing a lot of churches and a lot of people. They want to learn sound, but they don't want to learn the underlying factor.
Whoever is watching there, if in case you are interested in sound, music, or anything related to sound, this is the time we need to humble ourselves to learn more. But your EMSARP, maybe I can EMSARP.
Yeah, some people even mention it that way.
Pachon, can I do number better board? Definitely, if someone wants to call you.
Oh, my number is 0243 884505. 0243 884505. You can call me for any gospel events.
Okay.
Now we have churches, satellite churches that we've been working for.
Okay.
And when you hear EMSARP, it's a company. I'm not the only one working in EMSARP.
But it's your brand name?
Yeah, it's my brand name.
Okay.
My personal name is Ebenezer.
Okay.
Ebenezer Sapon. Or Ebenezer Mensa Sapon. Eben. People just say Eben. Yeah. So it's a brand. And we're also into teaching churches how to do live sound. Live sound. And even post-production. We have a couple of churches in Obuasi, Kumasi, Accra that we've been working with. Oh, it's very affordable. It's very affordable because my motive of dumping the secular world into church is just to help the church get a better sound.
Sure.
If what the secular world is doing, the church can also have it and have it better. Because Jesus deserves the best. Our God deserves the best, not them. But the problem is those people are willing to invest. They are willing to invest. The church is not willing to invest. That has been our only challenge.
Okay, and then I can say, "When you did part 3 or
part 1, part 2,
because part 1 and part 2 are carbon with this one." My name is Sam. So you can call me Skbeatz Records. Yes, so when you get a course, do well to subscribe, do well to comment. Let us know your comment about this interview. In case of a question here, you can address it beneath or on the comment section so that I can forward it to him. And in case of God willing, another time maybe have another exclusive interview, you'll be able to ponder on these comments and bring you on board. In case you also want to contact me personally for an exclusive interview, and even if behind the scenes some of the contents that I've been when you want similar ones that I come and take coverage on, call me on 0248 290798. I also put my WhatsApp line also on the screen so that you can WhatsApp me in case of any update or anything there. This is also a publicist, so in case you want to publish something, you can call me on the same number 0248 290798. Monyena mombua ni yenso dwumedie ne enyefe. Me momo number is 0248 290798.
And necessary pa momo
very important.
Says momo ni should be Skbeatz.
Momo ni 0248 290798. God bless you and do well to connect with Skbeatz Records.
Yeah. Viewers and listeners, all that I want to say, I know that there will be part 3 or part 2 or part 4 of this conversation. But trust me, help and support Skbeatz Pianos, Skbeatz Records, and KBEATZ Pianos. Charlie, the guys are really working. And as I said, let's support our own. The church is, Skbeatz has been supporting almost every church event that goes on in the vicinity, in Kumasi especially. Even in Accra, he goes there, geometrical events, he even does free acts onto it. Come again.
Once in a while.
Yeah. But, you know, few people are supporting him. Let's support him. Let's support him such that he can also do well and do this. Please, let's make our nation and especially Kumasi a hub of talent. Everybody knows Kumasi is a hub of talent. And let's support and push our own. And definitely we will get there. We will get there. God bless you for watching Skbeatz Records. Don't flip your dial. Keep it there. Subscribe. Oh, Adomano. That bell. Click on it. The moment the interview and the behind the scenes drop, Charlie, you get it there. You go know and you watch, subscribe, comment. Skbeatz Records. God bless you, bro. Bye-bye.
Medin Eddie Apostle for Kofi Ejikum. Mene Mrs. Ejikum. Keep on watching Skbeatz. Skbeatz is the best. Keep on watching.
Yeah. Skbeatz on the mic, yeah.